Excel 2016, Module 1, pages 22 through 29. All right, go to page 22 and go ahead and read all the information there. And when you get finished with that, move up to the top of page 23. To enter the current date into the documentation sheet. Step number 1, click the Documentation Sheet tab to make the documentation sheet the active worksheet. Step 2, click cell B4. Type the current date, whatever date that you're completing your homework on is the current date, in the month, day, day, and 4 places for the year format, and then press the Enter key. Click the Customer Order Sheet tab to return to the Customer Order Worksheet. Okay, go ahead and read that little paragraph right there. To enter the first part of the customer order, in the Customer Order Worksheet, click cell A12. Type Stock ID as the column label and then press the Tab key. In the range B12 to D12, type the following labels, pressing the Tab key to move to the next cell. So we're going to go Category, Manufacturer, and Title. So we're doing B12 to D12. We just did Stock ID. And now I'm on B12. So I'm going to type in Category, Tab, Manufacturer, which I misspelled and we'll go back and fix in just a minute, and Title. So I press my F7 key to bring up my spell check. There's Manufacturer right there. I'm going to hit Change. No, I don't want to go on, and it just fixed that one word for me. So you can hand change it, or you can press your F7 key in that cell and let Excel do the work for you and correct your spelling. Okay, so we finished with Title, right? Press the Enter key to go down to the next row of the worksheet, making cell A13 the active cell. Okay, so because I stopped and fixed that, I'm not on A13, but all you have to do, remember I told you, is look at your name box, and I see I'm in D13, and I want to be in A13. In the range A13 to D17, type the Stock ID, Category, Manufacturer, and Title text for the 5 items purchased by Leslie Ritter, listed in Figure 1-16, pressing the Tab key to move from one cell to the next, and pressing the Enter key to move to a new row. Note that the text in some cells will be partially hidden. You're going to fix that later, so don't worry about it. See Figure 1-17. Okay, so you turn the page. Do you see Figure 1-17? And that's what it should look like when you get finished. So go ahead, look at Figure actually on page 23, 1-16. And do you see the Stock ID, the first one, SG71? And then as you go across the category, it's Strategy Game. And the manufacturer is the Drbeck Brothers, and you just keep going across. So go ahead and type all of that in right now. Go ahead and pause the video and do that. All right, so when you get it all typed in, it looks like this. And yes, we have truncated information here, and that's okay. But we have it in our Stock ID, our Category, our Manufacturer, and our Title. So now turn to page 24, and go ahead and read the information about entering numbers. Then we're going to go to the portion that says to enter the rest of the customer order. Step number 1. In the range E12 through G12, enter players, price, and quantity as the labels. Okay, so here is E12. So this is players, price, and QTY for quantity. In cell E13, so we're going to go to E and 13, enter the number 4. In cell F13, enter $39.95 as the price. In cell G13, enter 2 as the quantity of the game ordered. Okay. Step number 4. In cell G13, enter 2 as the quantity of the game ordered, which I just did. Sorry, because we're on step 5. In the range E14 through G17, enter the remaining number of players' prices and quantities shown earlier in figure 1-16. Alright, so we need to do all the rest of these. Players, price, and quantity. So for stock ID FG14, take a look at figure 1-18. Okay, and go ahead and enter the rest of that data, get it all typed in. Okay, once you have it all typed in, you're going to want to go back to page 23, figure 1-16, and check and make sure that everything matches and see if you have any errors. Okay, once you have that finished, we're moving back to page 24 because now we're on step 6, which says on the quick access toolbar, click the save button. So we're just going to reach up here and hit save, and we're going to move on to page 25. Please read about resizing columns and rows and changing column widths. All right, to increase the width of column A, point to the right border of the column A heading until the pointer turns into the symbol you see in number 1. So we're going to go right here. This is considered the column border. So you get right between the A and the B. Do you see it right there? And it turns into that little funny, I don't know what would you call it, a left and right pointing arrow with a stick down the middle. Click and drag to the right until the width of the column heading reaches 15 characters, but do not release the mouse button. The screen tip that appears as you resize a column shows the new column width in characters and in pixels. See figure 1-19 on the next page. Take a look at it. All right, so we're going to drag until we see 15, like this. See how it says width 8.43 or 64 pixels? We want our width to be 15. So you're just going to pull to the right until you hit 15, and when you do, you can go ahead and let go. Now if you hold down on that again, you're going to see it's 15. If you made a mistake, it's no big deal. You just get up there and drag it until you get it to the 15. Now we're going to increase the widths of columns B and C. Alright, to increase the widths of columns B and C, step number 1, click the column B heading until the whole thing is selected. So when you click on a column heading, you just get above it until you get a black arrowhead like that and click. Okay, now that whole thing is selected, isn't it? Now hold down your control key and click the column C heading. So control, click with the left mouse button, let go of the mouse button, and then control. And now both columns B and C are selected. Again, if you made a mistake, it's here. Control, click, and you're set. Now, point to the right border of the column C heading until you get that funny looking arrowhead again, just like that. Now drag to the right until the column width changes to 18. And sometimes the hardest part is just getting it to go to 18. Now as you can see, it did both of them at the same time because they were both selected. Alright, go ahead and move up to the top of page 27. To set the width of column D using the format command, click the column D heading. Okay, remember, just get that black down pointing arrow and click. On the Home tab in the Cells group, so we're on our Home tab, way over here is our Cells group. Click the Format button, so right here, and then click Column Width. Third selection down is Column Width. That's going to open your column width dialog box. You can see your column width is already selected. So all you have to do is type in 2 and 5 to select 25 for the width. Then click the OK button. As you can see, it increased the size of that column. Click cell A12 to deselect column D. Figure 1-20 shows the revised column widths for the customer order form. Read the little paragraph, please, in the middle where it talks about how that 25 characters we just set is not enough. So we're going to auto-fit the contents of column D. Point to the right border of the column D until you get that funny looking little two-headed arrow like this. Double-click it. When you double-click that, and I'm going to undo that and do that again so you'll see it. Okay, take a look at your width. This is auto-fit, so it's automatically going to select the width for the largest entry in that column. It will accommodate the longest one. So we're going to double click right here. And you can see it used this one, our longest entry, and that's how it determined the proper column width. All right, on the bottom of page 27, please read about wrapping text within a cell. That's a really important one that you need to learn how to do. We use that all the time. When you get finished with that, top of page 28, to wrap the text in column D, resize the width of column D to 25 characters. Okay, so we've decided we're not going to do that. We are going to go down to 25 characters. And again, you can do it here or from the Home tab, the Cells group, Format, and Column Width. Okay? So I just made D 25. It's width 25 again. Step number 2. Select the range D13 to D17. So here's D13 to D17. Right? And you can see over here, you can see they're highlighted. So D is highlighted and 13 through 17 is highlighted. On the Home tab in the Alignment group, click the Wrap Text button. The Wrap Text button is toggled on, and the text in the selected cells that exceeds the column width wraps to a new line. Okay, Home tab, Alignment, Wrap Text. Okay, did you see how that happened? Let me undo that real quick. Again, with the proper selection, which is D13 through 17, Home tab, Alignment, Wrap Text. Now, if the text was too wide for our width, it dropped it down to a second line, but those that fit on there just fine with 25, you see it's still one line. So these two are the ones that had to wrap text. Okay, go ahead and deselect. And now we're going to read the bottom of 28. We're going to move up to the top of page 29 to change the height of row 13. Point to the bottom border of the row 13 heading until the pointer changes into the up and down double-headed arrow. So 13 right here. Drag the bottom border down until the height of the row is 30 points and then release. So right now it's on 45. And we wanted, what did I say, 30? It's close. I'm getting closer. Okay, and if you're like me, and you get really tired of playing with that and trying to get it exactly right, please know that you can go Home, Cells, Format, and then we want the row height. Row height. Right now it's at 30.75, and they told us to do 30, correct? Now it's exactly 30. Deselect, hit Save, and you're ready to move to your next video.